Well, Cardano's finally doing it, right? We've seen a lot of steam in recent days and weeks leading up to this surge that we have had in crypto. And with Bitcoin hitting an all-time high, we've seen Cardano kind of wake up. We'll talk about some of the altcoin momentum that we are getting right now in the market and get into some Cardano price predictions. And then lastly, I'll put a bow on it and give you guys my thoughts, as I am a very prominent ADA holder, as you guys all know. And I do want to welcome all of my returning subscribers. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny. All it does is allow you to get updated when I do post some things. Also, if you don't follow me on X, I do ask that you guys all give me a follow. The handle you'll find in the bottom left of your screen at tcryptomark. But I thank you guys all for watching. Let's get down into it and let's break it all down for you. All right, but first, I do want to talk about kind of what we have going on in the overall as we look at the crypto bubbles, and you can kind of see we're due for this, right? This is one where we've been running extremely hot. We're talking double-digit gains daily, day in and day out. And as we talk about Cardano and the surge that they've been on, I kind of don't mind it, right? I want to see some trading volume still high. I want to see people taking profits. No one's ever going to be mad for somebody taking profits. But this is Cardano, where a lot of people that do watch my videos, they were hating on ADA as it was trading around 60 cents. And now as we look at 86.26 on the charts, what more could you ask for? Okay, we're talking about a 19, almost 20% up on the week, 63% for the month, and it's been one where Cardano has essentially doubled over the last 365 days if you were buying at the bottom. And that's very important because dollar cost averaging has been a strategy within Cardano. It's not necessarily a swing trade for me, okay? I don't really swing trade Cardano. It's more of a buy and hold approach. That's just what I'm doing personally. I'll never tell you to buy or sell crypto, but I wanted to share with you guys that because I was a buyer of Cardano at $2.90, okay? I was also a buyer of Cardano at around 19 cents. So putting those all together, really allowing yourselves to average out those bases does give you the best opportunity to win your crypto trades. And that's kind of what we're looking at right now, okay? Because I think that if we couple kind of the recent momentum, a lot of the technicals that we do have surrounding ADA and the overall market, okay, we'll kind of segue this into the altcoin season that we want to talk about as we look at kind of fear and greed remaining high, sitting at 67. We're still shifted right there in the neutral, right? So 50-50 split there for Bitcoin season versus altcoin season. And that's kind of what we want to see. There's been a lot of steam coming out within ADA, and I'm going to talk about kind of what we have in store. But the big thing for us guys is I think this is very bullish, and I don't really see any kind of way that Cardano does not hit $1 once again in 2025, okay? So showing some signs of life after that sideways action that we've had for weeks, that we did break through 85 cents, now targeting the 87 cents upper zone that we have talked about. As we look at this timing, this is where we saw Bitcoin hit 123,000 earlier this month, and then since then, guys, settling around 118. Most altcoins had success during Bitcoin's kind of capitulation, if you will, but Cardano stayed quiet. We're all too familiar with that. And that lagging behavior often does happen with Cardano, but once it starts moving, we have seen some very, very intense rallies for Cardano, okay? And as we look at the RSI, still overbought, but in that breakout mode, this is a sign of strength, not weakness. I don't really think that we're going to get a sell wall because when the market sentiment does shift, that's usually when, if we don't really have anything to go against, I think that that's when it does set up for more aggressive gains. And I think that's kind of what we're looking at within Cardano right here, right now, okay? But right now, we're going to have a lot of resistance. Like we talked about 87 cents. If we do bust through that, 90 to 95, we'll have kind of that upper resistance band. But as we target $1 once again, this is where we have to talk about a really nice kind of opportunity, if you will. And like I said, I'll never tell you to buy or sell crypto, but if we do see a little bit of a come down here from 87 cents, I think this is something that does set up because that could be the last possible chance to buy Cardano before we hit $1 once again, okay? So that's kind of where you have to ask yourself, okay? Are you buying Cardano right now? As we are in breakout mode, we're lagging Bitcoin. Altcoins will favor from that regard. But if you are looking to aggressively buy, I don't really think Cardano is that one that you would be doing that with. Personally, I think there's better options. But if you are buying and holding Cardano, I think that does set up very nicely, in my personal opinion. And if you are kind of cautious, you could wait for that pullback if you are looking for an entry point to ADA, okay? This is something where we've seen a very, very clean chart. I do think this is where it's aligning to a lot of the times that we did see altcoin seasons break out from Bitcoin's run being exhausted. And as we kind of segue into the overall market once again, I want to look at kind of what we've been dealing with, right? Ethereum has been running high. XRP, I don't really classify into an altcoin either. It's in its own category for my personal opinion. But we talk Solana, we talk BNB, we talk Cardano, okay? Even some of the lower ones that we do get into, right? XLM, SWI, Chainlink, all of these cryptos that we do talk about and favor quite a bit. I think they're really poised to have some significant growth here in the latter part of 2025. And the thing with Cardano is, and I do want to kind of end with this, is if you are a Cardano holder, you understand how volatile it can be. It seems like we can take one step forward, two steps back, and then just have months of sideways action, okay? That's pretty much the song and dance that Cardano is very much accustomed with. Now, the one thing that I will tell you guys, we have a couple things coming down the pipe, okay? Not only the midnight airdrop, but we do have the likes of Hoskinson defending his audit as we look for that to potentially have a very significant impact on the charts. I was just having this conversation with somebody yesterday. I think that like I said, I don't swing trade Cardano. I'm not going to give you financial advice. You got to do what's best for you. But I think that if we do get significant news where you can basically rest assured all of those claims that Cardano and Hoskinson were essentially misappropriating funds, if we do get a very good outcome from that, from a public perception vantage point, okay? And I think that what I mean by that is, if they're cleared of any wrongdoings, I think that Cardano could see a 10 to 15% gain in just that one day. So if you're looking for a buy the rumor, sell the news event coming very shortly, I think that's where you look at Cardano 85 to 87 cents. That could be a very significant catalyst. If you're just kind of waiting for that August release of that audit during the live stream, I think that if it is all systems go and everything checks out, Cardano could experience a very significant, swift, short-term move, okay? And I think that's something that does have some opportunity. I might be looking at that personally. Also, the latter, okay? We could see the opposite. If it does come out kind of negative in favor of the people against Cardano, then we could see 10 to 15% in the opposite direction for the short term. And then from there, guys, if you do believe in Cardano for the long term, that could open up the door for some discounted entry points as well. So I think it's all good, right? Coupling that with, like I said, midnight, as well as the ETF that potentially is in the works coming for ADA. And then the last kind of catalyst, which in my opinion is the most impressive one, is the Bitcoin layer 2, as they're looking to unlock all that liquidity around Bitcoin. And I think it's all systems go in that regard for my personal opinion as well. So that's a pretty big kind of run of it. I hope you guys all enjoyed this update. If you do like hearing about Cardano each and every single day, make sure before you get out of here that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you have that notification bell turned on, follow me on X, all that good stuff. But I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Thank you once again, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.